Real estate agents are asking 3 questions right now that sound completely different, but they're really asking the same thing. How do I stay visible without looking bitter, desperate, or spammy? The first question is about announcing that you changed brokerages. The second is whether postcards still work in this industry. And the third is whether email newsletters, email in general still work. My short answer is yes to all three, but the way you do them matters more than the tools that you use. I'm Tristan Ahumada. This is your Daily Real Estate. It's a podcast. It's a show built to help you think more clearly and build a better real estate business and a better life. If that's what you want, then subscribe and then share this with anybody you think may need this. In fact, these are the questions that are popping up lately over the last week in Lab Coat Agents. So I try to do one session like this weekly. Now, by the end of this, you'll know how to announce a brokerage move with class, how to use postcards without wasting your money, and how to send people emails, newsletters that actually want to read this. In fact, I'm going to go deeper into building a newsletter in the next couple of days, so watch that one. Let's start with a question that can get emotional fast. I've watched it, I've done it, I've lived it. I left my brokerage and joined another company. Should I announce it on social media or should I just quietly move on? I've done both. Yes, I think you should announce it in the world that we live in right now. This is a business and there's a lot of change, and people need to know those changes. People need to know that you are moving to a place that you think provides better service for them and that you loved where you were, but just didn't fit who you were anymore. But I think the key to this one is maintaining that class, maintaining that kindness. You're not doing something wrong by telling your audience that you're moving. The mistake is turning the announcement into a public breakup letter. Now, there's also a caveat. If where you were did something that was absolutely terrible, illegal, that's a whole different thing. You can take that on like you want to. But outside of that, don't explain everything that went wrong or take little shots at your former broker. Even if you never name the company, everyone knows what you're doing. That may get attention for a day, but people are watching how you leave, and they can also Google and see where was this person at and why are they talking about that company in that way. If you burn down the last house on your way out, no wonder what you might say about them someday. In fact, I'm thinking it. So here's a better approach. Be grateful, be clear, and point forward. You can say, I'm grateful for the people and experiences that helped me get there. I've made the decision to join XYZ Realty because it lines up with where my business is going and how I want to serve my clients. I'm excited about what comes next, and that's enough. Make one clear announcement, then show people what the move allows you to do better. There's also a practical step agents miss. Don't announce the change until it's official. Make sure your license information, brokerage names, social profiles, website, email signature, and marketing pieces are accurate. I've done it where I switched and then half of it wasn't changed because that causes other problems. Advertising rules are different by state, so check with your broker or compliance team before you post. Your announcement should create clarity, not confusion. Please pay attention to that one. Now, here's a second question. Do postcards still work, and should agents still farm with them? Yes, postcards still work, but postcards are where impatient agents go to lose money. They mail one card to 500 homes, wait 2 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, and get no listings, no calls, and decide direct mail is dead. But farming doesn't work like a lead form. They're not actually catching someone at the exact moment they need an agent. You're building recognition, you're building your brand and trust before that moment comes. And that's why slow and steady here wins. It takes sometimes years to break into a farm and consistently get business. Years. So pick a neighborhood you can afford to contact consistently. I'd rather see you mail 500 homes every month for a year than hit 5,000 once and then disappear. And make sure to keep the look recognizable and give people something useful about their neighborhood. Not every card should scream, "Do you want to sell?" Share a simple market update, explain one sale and why it matters, or highlight a local business. Give homeowners a seasonal checklist. Answer a question people in that neighborhood are already asking, like maybe what are the new businesses opening up for that month or opened up last month. I've done that one. That one performed very well. Almost treat it like social media, certain announcements. The United States Postal Service has shared research showing that physical mail can create stronger attention and memory than digital ads because digital ads move in and out fast, but this sits with you for a little while, especially if you're doing this for a very long period of time, right? A relevant piece has a chance to be noticed and saved. And don't make the postcard work alone. Add a QR code, simple, right? Show up online at a community event. Farming works better when residents see the same person in the mailbox, online, and around the neighborhood. Here's the part that I see some agents miss, and some agents do amazing. The goal of the postcard is not always to make the phone ring that day. Big misconception. Sometimes the goal is to make your name feel familiar 6 months from now when a neighbor finally decides to move. Now, third question. Does email still work? Yes, email absolutely still works. Bad emails, no, they don't work. Every message says, "I'm never too busy for your referrals." People stop paying attention to those because they see that these emails are just pretty spammy. If you blast strangers or trick people into opening the email, the newsletter, you're not building a database. You're not nurturing. You're damaging your name. So the best email feels like it was written to help you. It was written to help that person that you're trying to connect with. A strong newsletter might explain a local market change, what it means for that homeowner who lives there, something worth knowing in the community, and a short personal thought. Because I think the key to these emails and newsletters, where you're using it to nurture your database, is that you understand the audience that you're sending it to, what's important to them, right? And it doesn't need to be long, it needs to be useful. In fact, it doesn't even need to look pretty. The simplest email, just written words, sometimes work the best. And obviously, yes, consistency matters too. If weekly is realistic for you and the content stays good, send it weekly. If not, send it twice a month or even monthly. A useful email twice a month for 3 years is more powerful than 7 emails in 1 week, followed by 6 months of silence, right? There's no consistency, or at least that consistency looks kind of weird. And stop judging email only by the open rates. Look at replies, look at clicks, look at the conversations it creates, and look at who comes back months later and says, "I've been reading your email for a while." That's where the real value often shows up. One email that I have, the 7+1 email that goes out every Tuesday, it's been going out now for 7 years. When I show up in public to speak, a lot of people bring that one up, but they don't email me, but they're watching. And when they listen, they may not even read that email every week, but they read it once every 3 months, once every 6 months. And I don't pick and choose when, right? It's up to them. Make it easy for people to read and keep the list really clean. And don't be afraid to make that unsubscribe button easy to find and use honest subject lines. The Federal Trade Commission requires commercial emails to use accurate sender information too. So, truthful subject lines, a physical address, and a clear way to opt out is a must. So, don't leave those out. Following those rules isn't just about staying legal, it's about really treating people with respect and transparency. So, these three questions have the same answer. You can announce your brokerage move, but do it with class. You can farm with postcards, but do it with patience and good strategy. You can grow your business with email, but do it with value, right? What's important to them? How are you helping them? If this helped you, subscribe to Your Daily Real Estate and tell me in the comments which of these three you want to break down next. I'm definitely breaking down the email one, so stay tuned for the newsletter. But the other two, do you want me to break them down further? If not, don't worry about it. Share this with somebody you think may need this. Have an awesome day.